That's the sound of history being made. Banyana Banyana beat Italy 3-2 and with that won its first ever FIFA World Cup match. At this rate, will we make it to the finals? Here's Tolakele, TK Sport, Nganga.
32 teams have now been whittled down to 16 in Australia and New Zealand as the FIFA World Cup now turns attention to the knockout rounds. There are 4 games to look forward to this weekend, starting with Switzerland up against Spain. And then we're going to see Japan, who've been very impressive in this tournament, up against Norway. Sunday is the day that most Banyana Banyana fans will be waking up at 3:30 to tune in for their 4 o'clock kickoff. That's when they take on the Netherlands. The other game on that day will see double defending champions, the United States, up against the Netherlands. Tolakele Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
Hello, I'm Jane Dutton. This is a wrap of the week's news.
This is Eyewitness News.
Taking on the Zama Zamas after months of nightly shootouts in the Riverlea suburb of Johannesburg,
keep ourselves safe here.
The police finally move in, arresting at least 79 illegal miners, but only one for a firearm. Residents there tell us Police Minister Becky Cele's public threat to take on the illegal miners meant that they had plenty of time to hide their weapons. The Zama Zama problem is widespread. There are more than 6,500 old mines across South Africa. Gauteng has 1,000, the majority of which are gold mines. What happens now to the rehabilitation of those mines and protecting those who live near them?
Now today the police minister held an illegal mining crime in Bizo, where residents made their thoughts clear on what exactly needs to happen. The residents were unanimous that the Zanimpilo informal settlement, which they believe harbors a lot of the illegal miners or Zama Zamas, is an area that needs to be eradicated. So residents have said that everyone there needs to be relocated and find a place elsewhere. It is still unclear what the overall and long-term plan is from the government to deal with the issue of illegal mining. Thabiso Goba, Eyewitness News, Riverlea.
Zulu traditional Prime Minister Mangosuthu Buthelezi remains in ICU.
The medical condition of the Zulu traditional Prime Minister, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, has not gotten any better. This was confirmed by his family this week. The presidency also confirmed that President Cyril Ramaphosa was briefed by the Buthelezi family that the prince is now at an ICU where he is currently being taken care of by his doctors. However, the family says it will keep the nation updated. The family has asked for some time in privacy for the prince's recovery. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Durban.
Plenty of developments in our courts this week. Deputy President Paul Mashatile's suspended protectors were granted 10,000 rand bail in their assault case. The magistrate likened them to rogue police officials. They were filmed last month beating people up on the side of the highway. The men are charged with several counts of assault, causing malicious damage to property and pointing a firearm. Disbarred advocate Malesela Tefo was arrested on fraud, assault and malicious damage to property charges and appeared in the Pretoria Magistrates Court. Tefo was the defence lawyer representing all 4 of the people accused of murdering former Orlando Pirates goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa. One of the defence lawyers in the trial has cast doubt over cell phone records linking alleged hitman Fisekhuhle Ntuli to the Bafana captain's murder. We also learned that not a single phone call was made to the police after Meyiwa's killing. Meyiwa's longtime friend Mtokozisi Twala denied knowing any of the football's killers before the 2014 shooting.
And how far was the second suspect when you observed him holding the knife?
Although I won't be able to say as to how far, but even at the time when he was chasing me, there was a time when I looked back and when I jumped, I could see that he also wanted to jump, but he didn't jump, and I saw that he still had the knife.
Meanwhile, the trial continues to haunt Kelly Khumalo as the Afro-pop singer was dropped from the lineup of yet another music festival. A few days ago, organisers of the Tribute to Women concert announced she wouldn't be performing at an upcoming event. While the Maseru Jazz Festival says that despite the singer not facing any charges, organisers still believe the legal process must play out first. Former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede claimed that the courts are being unfair to her and costing her a lot of money. The former mayor and 21 others are accused of fraud, money laundering and racketeering linked to the Durban solid waste tender worth around 320 million rand. It was also a week of protests, the street action against the warring Zama Zamas in Riverlea and in Slovo Park. Police fired rubber bullets at community members protesting there. They say they feel neglected by the city of Joburg as they have no service delivery, are tired of living with pit latrines and want access to running tap water. Residents tell us that the N12 highway will remain closed until municipal officials show interest in fixing issues surrounding water and sanitation.
Enough is enough. Mabage basinake isikhathele nathi. Me also must die in the shack. My children also. No ways. Desi must get to the end. Today must get to the end.
Students protested too of allowance issues. They threw rubble and stones and left burning tyres on roads. In Durban, University of Technology students say while they've received their NSFAS monthly allowances, they are not able to use it. And they're blaming the new payment system.
Majority of our students only received 3 rands and 4 rands. Some received 650 instead of 1,650. When students try to purchase food using the cards, it declines and says insufficient funds.
The students say they'll stay on the picket lines until their demands are met. In Pretoria, a group of students from the Tshwane University of Technology marched along the streets of the CBD. They say most students have not received their allowances, while some have been recently defunded from the financial aid scheme. And after violence between police and taxi drivers, a widespread taxi strike has been called in the Western Cape. Starting Thursday and ending Wednesday, taxi operators met in Khayelitsha to discuss Tuesday's violent clashes involving taxi drivers and City of Cape Town law enforcement officials. This week's impoundments of minibus taxis led to a protest by taxi drivers at the Cape Town station deck. Chaos broke out and police used stun grenades to disperse the gathering crowd. They arrested more than 25 drivers.
I absolutely condemn any violence that has taken place. It is absolutely unacceptable. We are allowed to show our frustrations through strike actions or to get messages across through protest within our constitution, but we are not allowed to take other people's rights away. I also want to say thank you very much to those citizens that stepped in last night to help so many people get home, and really apologize to the citizens who were left in the lurch, who had to walk home, those school learners who were left stranded.
We were running services until after midnight last night and then straight back into it this morning. Unfortunately, we did have a bus set alight and one of our drivers sustained a gunshot wound to his leg. So we have had to move our operations out of Khayelitsha and out of Nyanga completely.
And that's it from this week's wrap. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm Jane Dutton.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.